Let me start with this brutal truth. Attraction isn't about love, kindness, or how good of a man you are. It's about behavior, presence, and control. And most men are absolutely ruining it without even knowing it. You might think you're doing the right things, being available, expressing your emotions, giving her attention every day, treating her like a queen, but here's the problem. What most men think makes a woman fall in love with them is actually what makes her lose all respect. This is going to sting for some of you, but that's exactly why you need to hear it. Because the truth is simple. Women are not attracted to weakness, and unfortunately, most men today are being taught to be weak. Social media, movies, and even some modern relationship advice have pushed this idea that a man should become softer to win a woman's heart. But let me ask you, has that worked for you? Let's be honest for a second. Have you ever had a woman suddenly lose interest in you even though you did everything right? Did she say she needed space, started pulling away, or worse, left you for someone you thought had less to offer? Have you ever wondered why women chase guys who don't text back but ignore the men who are always available? If any of this sounds familiar, congratulations. You've seen female psychology in real time, and you felt the pain that comes with not understanding it. The modern man is suffering, not because he isn't trying, but because he's trying in all the wrong ways. He's over-investing, he's over-explaining, he's over-committing before she's even made a decision. He's putting her on a pedestal and sacrificing his masculine frame, and then wondering why she's not into him anymore. This isn't about being toxic, it's about being masculine, it's about being grounded. Because here's something no one will tell you out loud. Women do not want a man they can control. They want a man they can respect. They crave emotional security, yes, but not through submission. They crave leadership, direction, unpredictability, and strength. And when a man starts giving away those things in exchange for validation or attention, attraction dies a silent death. This video is going to expose the 7 behaviors that instantly kill attraction, no matter how good-looking, rich, or nice you are. These are the things women won't tell you directly, but they feel them. These are the habits that make a woman say, "Something just feels off," or "I don't know, the spark is gone." You won't hear this in mainstream advice because it's too honest. It doesn't sell dreams. It doesn't sugarcoat reality. But if you want to stop being the nice guy who always finishes last and start being the man women respect, desire, and chase, this is your wake-up call. And listen, this isn't about manipulating anyone. This isn't about playing games or becoming someone you're not. This is about unlearning weak habits that the world has rewarded you for, but women subconsciously hate. This is about becoming the version of you that women are biologically wired to respond to. Because here's the harsh reality. Women do judge you based on your energy. They do test you emotionally to see if you can lead, and they will walk away if they sense weakness, even if you've done nothing wrong. And you know what? That's not their fault. That's biology. That's female psychology. And if you refuse to understand it, you'll keep repeating the same cycle: chasing, pleasing, losing. The good news? You can flip the script, but only if you're willing to hear the uncomfortable truths and take full responsibility for the energy you bring into relationships. This video will break it all down, 1 point at a time. We'll go into the 7 biggest mistakes men make that destroy attraction instantly. Some of these might shock you. Some might challenge everything you've believed about dating and relationships, but every single one is backed by psychology, biology, and thousands of real-life experiences. So before we get started, let me leave you with one thought. If you keep acting like every woman is a goddess you need to win over, you'll always lose. But if you start acting like a man who already knows his worth, you'll never have to chase again. Let's break it down. 1. Stop seeking her approval. One of the fastest ways to kill attraction is by constantly seeking a woman's approval. When a man spends too much time trying to get a woman to like him or agree with him, he immediately signals insecurity. It's like saying, "I don't trust myself, so I need you to tell me I'm okay." And honestly, that's not attractive. Attraction isn't about being a people pleaser. It's about being someone who stands firm in who he is, regardless of what others think. When a man acts like he needs a woman's approval to feel confident, it puts him in a weak position. And women are wired to notice that weakness without even realizing it. Think about it this way. If you were at a job interview and you kept bending over backwards to agree with every word the interviewer said, would you come off as confident or desperate? Desperation kills respect. This same principle applies in relationships. Women want a man who is secure enough in himself that he doesn't need constant reassurance. They want someone who has his own opinions and isn't afraid to voice them, even if they disagree. When you always try to please, you lose the spark. Let's look at a simple example. Imagine you're out on a date and she suggests going to a particular restaurant. You don't really want to go there, but instead of saying your honest opinion, you agree just to avoid conflict or make her happy. It seems harmless, but what you're really doing is giving her the power to decide everything. Over time, this makes you look like a man without a backbone, which is a massive turnoff. Now, what if instead you said, I'm actually not a big fan of that place, but I'm down to try something new if you want. How about we pick somewhere we both like? You're being honest, respectful, and showing you have your own preferences. That's magnetic because it says you respect yourself and value your own voice. Women are naturally attracted to men who lead the interaction. Seeking approval is the opposite of leading. It makes you follow her every whim, and when you do that, you lose your value in her eyes. It's also important to understand the difference between being considerate and seeking approval. Being considerate means you care about her feelings and listen, but seeking approval means you constantly ask, is this okay? Do you like this? Am I doing the right thing? When you're constantly fishing for approval, it becomes exhausting for both of you. A man who stops seeking approval starts to radiate confidence. He trusts his own judgment. He makes decisions and stands by them. And guess what? That confidence is exactly what makes women feel safe and drawn to him. This doesn't mean you ignore her feelings or never compromise. It means you don't lose yourself trying to please her every step of the way. Healthy relationships are built on mutual respect, not one person bending over backwards to win the other's favor. If you want to keep attraction alive, start by asking yourself, am I agreeing because I want to or because I'm afraid of losing her approval? Do I share my true thoughts and feelings or do I hold back to avoid conflict? Am I confident in my own decisions or do I second guess everything based on her reactions? Changing this mindset won't happen overnight, but it's one of the most powerful shifts you can make. The moment you stop chasing approval, you'll notice her respect growing. And with respect, attraction grows too. Remember, the goal isn't to be stubborn or unkind. It's to be authentic and grounded in who you are. Women feel that energy deeply, even if they can't explain it. 2, don't be emotionally dependent. One of the biggest mistakes a man can make in attraction is becoming emotionally dependent on a woman. When you rely on her to make you feel okay, happy, or complete, you lose your power. And that kills attraction fast. Emotional dependence looks like this. You wait anxiously for her texts, you feel upset or lost if she doesn't respond right away, or you constantly need reassurance that she likes you. This behavior makes you appear needy, and neediness is the enemy of attraction. Women want a man who can stand on his own 2 feet emotionally, someone who doesn't rely on them to feel good or worthy. When you're emotionally dependent, you signal that your happiness is out of your hands, and that's not attractive. Here's the truth. Your emotions are your responsibility. No one else should be in charge of how you feel. If you expect a woman to fix your mood or complete you, you're setting yourself up for disappointment and losing respect at the same time. That calm, steady presence is magnetic. It shows you can handle yourself emotionally, no matter what's happening around you. Women feel safe and attracted to that kind of strength. Emotional independence doesn't mean shutting down your feelings or pretending you're perfect. It means learning to manage your emotions without needing someone else to fix them for you. It means being okay with uncertainty and not chasing after constant approval or affection. If you catch yourself thinking, I need her to text me back fast, or I'm a mess, or if she's upset, I don't know what to do, that's a sign of emotional dependence. Changing this takes awareness and practice. A powerful way to build emotional independence is to focus on your own passions, goals, and social life. When you have your own purpose and confidence, you're not relying on a woman's attention to feel good about yourself. You bring value to the relationship, not neediness. Also, remember that attraction thrives on balance. Being emotionally available is important, but being emotionally dependent is not. You can care deeply while still being emotionally strong. Women respect a man who can feel, but also stay grounded. To put it simply, if you want a woman to respect and desire you, you must first respect and desire yourself, without needing her to validate it every minute. Think about it like this. If a man loses his emotional stability every time a woman is upset or distant, what kind of energy is he putting out? It's like telling her, you control how I feel. That's not strong. That's not masculine, it's fragile. Imagine this, you're on a date and she seems distracted or a little cold. Instead of staying calm and confident, you start worrying. Did I say something wrong? Does she not like me? Am I losing her? You try harder to get her attention, maybe over-texting or offering to do more favors. That desperation pushes her away. Now imagine a different approach. You notice she's quiet, but don't jump to conclusions. You stay relaxed, keep the conversation light, and focus on enjoying the moment. If she wants to open up, she will. You don't need constant feedback or emotional proof to feel secure. 3. Never prioritize her over your mission. This one is tough to accept but absolutely critical. If you want to keep attraction alive, never put her ahead of your own mission in life. Your mission is your purpose, your goals, your reason for waking up every day. It's what makes you you. Too many men make the mistake of losing themselves by bending over backward for a woman. They cancel plans, drop hobbies, or put their ambitions on hold just to spend more time with her or keep her happy. It sounds like the right thing to do, but it's a silent killer of attraction. You know the feeling. You're pumped about a project, a business, your fitness, or personal growth, but then you start putting her needs first every time. You prioritize her mood, her schedule, her opinions, and suddenly your own goals feel like they have to wait. It's exhausting. And worse, it sends a message that your mission isn't important to you. And if you don't value your mission, how can she? Women are wired to be attracted to men who have a life they love outside of the relationship. They want to see drive, passion, and a strong sense of self. A man without a mission is like a ship without a rudder, aimless and easy to control. When you make her your priority above all else, you risk becoming too available. And when a man becomes too available, he becomes less attractive. Availability is not the same as value. A man who is busy building his life and chasing his dreams has undeniable value. Think about it. Who would you find more attractive? The man who's glued to his phone waiting for her text, or the man who's out there crushing his goals and living with purpose? Chances are, it's the latter. Your mission isn't just about work or money, it's about your identity, your growth, your vision. When you protect that and put it first, you become more confident and magnetic. Your energy shifts from neediness to ambition, and that energy is powerful. Now, this doesn't mean you ignore her or neglect the relationship. It means you create balance where your life doesn't revolve solely around her. A healthy relationship allows space for both partners to grow independently and together. When you prioritize your mission, you also communicate boundaries. You show that your time and energy are valuable and that you respect yourself enough to protect them. Boundaries are attractive because they demonstrate strength and self-respect. On the other hand, a man who always sacrifices his mission to please her risks losing himself, and with that, the respect and attraction she had for him. This can create resentment, frustration, and eventually distance. It's common to feel guilty for putting your goals first, especially if she asks for more time or attention. But real attraction isn't about guilt. It's about respect, both for her and for yourself. When you stay true to your mission, you set a standard for the relationship. You say, I am committed to my growth, my purpose, and yes to you, but I won't lose myself in the process. That kind of commitment is rare and deeply attractive. At the end of the day, the strongest relationships are built on two whole people coming together, not two halves trying to complete each other. When you focus on your mission, you become whole. And women are naturally drawn to wholeness. Remember, being a man with a mission is not just about achieving goals. It's about living with intention and confidence. It's about having a story worth telling and a path worth walking. So if you feel yourself slipping into the habit of putting her above your mission, pause. Ask yourself what you're giving up and why. Because every time you do, you chip away at your value. And that value is the foundation of attraction. Stay committed to your mission. It will not only make you more attractive, but also more fulfilled as a man. 4. Avoid over-explaining yourself. Let's get real for a moment. Many men fall into the trap of over-explaining themselves in relationships, and it's killing their chances without them even realizing it. Over-explaining comes from a place of insecurity and fear. It's like you're trying so hard to justify every little thing you do because you're worried she won't understand or approve. But here's the hard truth. When you over-explain, you're not showing strength. You're showing doubt. You're sending the message that you don't trust your own decisions or that you need her constant approval. And women pick up on that immediately. Most men don't even realize how often they do this. Maybe it's explaining why you didn't text back for a while, why you were late, or why you made a certain choice. The problem isn't that you communicate, it's how much you feel the need to explain yourself in detail, almost pleading for forgiveness or acceptance. This behavior puts you in a weak position. It's like saying, "Oh, please don't be mad at me. Please understand why I did this." Women aren't attracted to men who beg for understanding. They're attracted to men who make decisions confidently and stand by them. If you find yourself giving long explanations every time she questions something, it's time to wake up. Over-explaining doesn't fix problems. It creates more. It drags the conversation into unnecessary territory and makes you seem less sure of yourself. Imagine how powerful it would be to say what you mean clearly and confidently, then move on. If there's a misunderstanding, address it calmly, but don't drown it in endless reasons. Keep your value high by not over-investing in proving yourself. Here's a piece of advice every man needs to hear. Stop trying to justify your every action to her. You don't owe anyone a play-by-play of your life. If you constantly feel the need to explain, it's a sign that you're not secure enough in who you are. This isn't just about communication, it's about mindset. A confident man owns his choices and doesn't apologize for being himself. If she has a problem with something, she'll bring it up. But don't create problems by overthinking and over-explaining before she even has a chance. Too many men fall into this trap because they confuse respect with approval. They think if they explain enough, she'll see their side and keep liking them. But respect comes from confidence, not explanations. Here's the wake-up call. If you want to be attractive, you need to stop being so available emotionally that you lose your edge. Over-explaining is a form of emotional availability gone too far. It drains your energy and makes you less interesting. Women are naturally drawn to mystery and strength. When you overshare or explain too much, you strip away that mystery. You become predictable and easy to read, and that kills attraction. It's not about being secretive or closed off. It's about being intentional with what you share. Keep some things to yourself. Let her wonder a little. A man who knows what to say and when to stop speaks volumes without saying too much. To change this habit, start by catching yourself the next time you begin to over-explain. Pause. Ask yourself, is this necessary? Am I doing this because I feel insecure? Then practice giving short, clear answers and trusting that's enough. Remember, attraction is about energy and presence, not endless justification. When you stop over-explaining, you show that you value yourself and your time, and that kind of respect naturally attracts women. In short, over-explaining is a silent attraction killer. It's time to stop apologizing for your existence and start owning it. 5. Don't try to fix her emotions. One of the biggest mistakes men make is trying to fix a woman's emotions. When she's upset, many men jump into problem-solving mode, thinking that offering solutions or advice will help her feel better. But this approach often backfires and kills attraction. Women don't want their emotions fixed. They want to be heard and understood. When you rush in with, "Here's what you should do," or "Let me solve that for you," it sends a message that you don't really care about how she feels. Instead, it shows you're focused on control and fixing rather than connection. Emotional support isn't about giving answers or trying to make problems disappear. It's about being present, listening, and validating her feelings without judgment. This can be tough for men because many were raised to fix issues rather than just listen. When a woman shares her feelings, she's often looking for empathy, not a solution. Trying to fix her emotions can make her feel dismissed or unheard. That kills attraction because it creates distance instead of closeness. Instead, focus on being a calm and steady presence. Show her that you're there for her emotionally without rushing to change or fix anything. Simple things like saying, "I hear you," or "that sounds tough," go a long way. By respecting her emotional experience instead of trying to fix it, you build trust and deepen attraction. She feels safe sharing with you because she knows you won't judge or try to change her feelings. Remember, attraction isn't just physical, it's emotional and mental too. If you want a woman to feel connected to you, start by letting her feel what she feels without interference. This doesn't mean you ignore problems or don't help when asked, but your first response should always be understanding, not fixing. The moment you stop trying to be the fixer and start being the listener, you'll notice a shift in how she relates to you. Attraction grows when a woman feels truly seen and heard. So stop rushing to solve and start learning to listen. It's one of the simplest yet most powerful ways to keep attraction alive. Now, here's the controversial truth that most people won't tell you. Attraction isn't about being nice or loving all the time. It's about dominance, confidence, and emotional control. And if you don't understand that, you'll keep failing with women no matter how good you think you are. I know that sounds harsh, but it's the reality behind female psychology that so many men refuse to face. Society tells you to be kind, patient, and always agreeable, but women are wired to respond to strength and leadership first. If you're constantly bending over backward to make a woman happy or desperately chasing her approval, you're actually destroying attraction by not building it. And that's why so many nice guys end up alone or stuck in frustrating cycles where women lose interest. Here's what most relationship advice won't say. You have to be unapologetically yourself and stop caring if everyone likes it. That includes women. You're not here to be everyone's friend or emotional crutch. You're here to be a man with his own energy, boundaries, and mission. And yes, that means sometimes making tough choices, saying no, standing your ground, not always being available. If that scares you, it's because you've been conditioned to think otherwise. But the moment you start acting from strength instead of weakness, you'll notice a shift in how women respond to you. This video isn't about manipulation or games. It's about truth and responsibility. You're responsible for your own energy, your own self-worth, and how you show up. I want to hear from you. What parts of this challenged you the most? Have you noticed yourself making any of these mistakes? Or maybe you've already started to wake up and take control of your attraction. Drop your experiences in the comments. I'm not just here to talk at you. I want to connect, understand your journey, and help you grow. I'll be reaching out to some of you personally to dig deeper into your stories and offer guidance because real change happens through conversation, not just content. So don't be shy. Let's get real. Share your truth, your struggles, and your wins because growth starts when you stop pretending and start owning who you really are. Remember, attraction isn't a mystery. It's a skill, and like any skill, it requires honesty, effort, and sometimes uncomfortable truths. Thank you for watching. Now go out there, apply what you've learned, and watch how your relationships change when you finally respect yourself enough to stop killing attraction.